begin the broadcast with our top focus this hour, and that is the no solution to Delhi's pollution. Now, it is that time of the year. The air is full of smog. People are wheezing and finding it extremely difficult to breathe. Air purifiers are coming out of their closets, but politicians are busy trading charges about who is responsible for this crisis. Now, in parts of the national capital, the air quality has soared above 500, which means that you are breathing smoke. And as the air quality plummets, it's time for government's bans and emergency measures as usual. The Delhi government has jumped into action, implementing the Graded Response Action Plan, the Phase 4, the phase guidelines. Now let's take you through some of these highlights and tell you what should you be expecting in the coming days. Now, primary schools have been shut down. 50% of the government workforce has gone to the work from home mode. Private offices have also been advised to work remotely. Construction has been stopped. A number of vehicles has been restricted, and of course there is likely a ban on diesel trucks. So all of that happening at a time when the national capital is reeling under a severe toxic air. There are a number of problems there when it comes to health hazards, and that is going to be our focus as to where exactly is the national capital going wrong when it comes to implementing measures and controlling the air pollution.
अभी भी स्थिति को कंट्रोल करने के लिए जो भी आने वाले दिनों में कदम उठाने की ज़रूरत है हम उठाएंगे। तो दिल्ली में कल से हम प्राइमरी स्कूल्स बंद कर रहे हैं, प्राइमरी क्लासेस बंद कर रहे हैं जब तक स्थिति में सुधार नहीं हो जाता। और ऑड इवन के ऊपर विचार चल रहा है कि ऑड इवन करने की ज़रूरत है। अगर ज़रूरत होगी तो ऑड इवन को लागू किया जाएगा।
दिल्ली के अंदर इसको सक्सेसफुली इम्प्लीमेंट करने के लिए आज हमने बैठक में 6 सदस्यीय मॉनिटरिंग कमेटी का गठन किया है, जो स्पेशल कमिश्नर ट्रांसपोर्ट के नेतृत्व में बनाई गई है। अभी आज हमने निर्देश दिया है ट्रांसपोर्ट विभाग को कि वो 500 प्राइवेट पर्यावरण बस सर्विस दिल्ली के अंदर शुरू करने की तैयारी करें। दिल्ली सरकार के अंदर जो वर्कफोर्स है 50% वर्क फ्रॉम होम करेगी।
बड़ा मुद्दा है और जो सबसे ज़्यादा डिसअपॉइंटमेंट है, सबसे ज़्यादा निराशा है कि इसके ऊपर राजनीति हो रही है। दिल्ली में पोल्यूशन दिल्ली वाले तो करते नहीं हैं। दिल्ली में पोल्यूशन की जो सबसे बड़ी वजह है वो है पड़ोसी राज्य। अब पड़ोसी राज्यों में तो दिल्ली के गवर्नमेंट का कुछ चलता नहीं है। जो ज़रूरत है इस समय कि भारत के प्रधानमंत्री राजनीति छोड़कर अगर वो सबके साथ बैठें और इसके ऊपर कोई एक फ्रूटफुल रास्ता निकालें। हमने पंजाब सरकार के साथ मिलकर एक प्रपोज़ल भेजा भारत के प्रधानमंत्री को कि हम डायरेक्ट बेनिफिट दें, अगर किसानों को ये चीज़ें करके दें तो किसान अपनी पराली नहीं जलाएंगे लोगों को, लेकिन केंद्र सरकार ने मना कर दिया। तो केंद्र सरकार सिर्फ राजनीति करने के अलावा कोई काम नहीं कर रही है।
Now, the Delhi pollution case has reached the Supreme Court. It will be hearing a PIL on November 10th, which seeks fresh guidelines on stubble burning. Meanwhile, the National Human Rights Commission has also taken note of the increasing pollution. It has summoned chief secretaries of Punjab, Haryana, Uttar Pradesh and Delhi on the 10th of November. Now, the NHRC says that it is dissatisfied with the steps that have been taken by the governments.
देखिए, आज हमने अरविंद केजरीवाल जी से अपील की है। जिस तरह का AQI लेवल 616 आज पार किया है, खतरनाक स्तर पर पहुंचा है, लोगों को सांस लेने में दिक्कत हो रही है, हर दूसरा बच्चा सांस की तकलीफ से परेशान हो रहा है। ऐसे में जब ग्रेड 4 लागू हो गया तो दिल्ली के पार्ट टाइम मुख्यमंत्री अरविंद केजरीवाल जी इतनी देरी क्यों कर रहे हैं? ये आपका ITI जहांगीरपुरी का 765 पहुंचा है। ये बहुत हैजार्डस है और मैं सिर्फ ये बताना चाहता हूं कि जब ग्रेड 4 लागू हो गया है तो अरविंद केजरीवाल जी को दिक्कत क्या, और इस पर राजनीति करने की जरूरत नहीं है। सबसे पहले LG साहब से मिलेंगे और डिमांड करेंगे और उसके बाद हम सड़कों पर भी उतरेंगे, प्रोटेस्ट करेंगे। दिल्ली के बच्चों की और दिल्ली के लोगों की जान की सुरक्षा की बात है।
दोनों सरकार जनता को जवाब नहीं दे पा रही है और हाल में तो जो पुराने वायदे दिए गए 2018 के दिल्ली के मुख्यमंत्री अरविंद केजरीवाल जी के स्टेटमेंट्स, 2019 के वायदे, लगातार एक के बाद एक उनके सब बताई हुई बातें झूठी साबित हो रही हैं। केजरीवाल को जनता को जवाब देना पड़ेगा, भगवंत मान को जनता को जवाब देना पड़ेगा। ये दोनों राज्यों में जो परिस्थिति बनी हुई है वो बड़ी गंभीर है और जनता बुरी तरीके से परेशान है, चाहे वो पंजाब की जनता हो, चाहे वो दिल्ली की जनता।
पोल्यूशन केवल हवा या पानी में नहीं है। हवा और पानी के पोल्यूशन के विषय भी आज इस बृहद प्रेस कॉन्फ्रेंस में बात करेंगे, मगर सबसे बड़ा पोल्यूशन होता है नीयत का पोल्यूशन। और जहां तक अरविंद केजरीवाल और आम आदमी पार्टी है, देयर इंटेंट एंड देयर इंटीग्रिटी इज पोल्यूटेड। उनकी जो नीयत है उसमें पोल्यूशन है, उसमें खोट है। और इसी कारण से आज दिल्ली भ्रष्टाचार के प्रदूषण से मारी हुई है।
I requested Supreme Court to summon all the state chief secretaries of all the states that have made party and ask them why they should not be held liable. This sheer hypocrisy of Arvind Kejriwal and his governments in both Delhi and Punjab. Now we see, and if you go through the data, you will know that the AQI level has reduced in Delhi because of the fact that Punjab has failed to curb pollution and has increased stubble burning. They did not give any kind of alternate option to the farmers, and that is why they are burning it. So Kejriwal government in both Punjab and Delhi is completely responsible for this.
Ishika joins us live from the national capital. For more, Ishika, where exactly are you currently and how bad is the situation in the national capital as of now?
Yes, Apeksha, right now I'm here in the ITU, near the ITU, where the air quality index has been recorded at around 450. That means in the very severe category. If we talk about the average air quality index of Delhi itself, it is at 450, very severe category. 35 stations out of 37 monitoring stations have recorded an air quality index of over 400. Now, amid this, we saw Chief Minister Arvind Kejriwal along with the Punjab Chief Minister Bhavreen Kandhari addressing a press conference where he made some big announcement as well. He said, for the schools, he said that the primary schools in Delhi from tomorrow will be closed. For secondary schools, he said all the outdoor activities will be stopped time being. Then he also, went forward and said on the case of stubble burning, he said that, measures are being taken, but now it is for the center to step in. And that is what, in fact, we saw in the Gopal Rai PC as well, which followed just a short while after. Gopal Rai also said, that the stubble burning is not just a state particular, subject, and the center should step in, conduct a joint meeting with all the states. Now, other announcement that Gopal Rai also made was, that a 6-member committee will be formed. Now, out of this 6-member committee, 2 will be from the Transport Department, 2 from the Traffic, and 2 from the DPCC Department. The work of this committee will be to make sure that the plan to control the pollution by the Delhi government is implemented here in the national capital. Also, he went forward and said that, they have banned the entry of trucks and also requested and written a letter to the Chief Minister of Haryana and UP to make sure, that the trucks coming from there are diverted. He also went on to say that about the workforce, he said that 50% of the workforce of the Delhi government will now be work from home. And a similar kind of advisory will be issued for the private firms. He also, went forward and said that, certain steps are being taken, measures are being taken. But he also said, that the stubble burning is definitely not a state particular matter. Center needs to step in. And, we have been seeing all the Aam Aadmi Party leaders saying this is not an issue to be politicized, and they have been trying to blame it on the center as well, because they are saying that center is doing nothing but politicizing the issue. While we also, heard a BJP spokesperson, Sambit Patra, hitting back at them and saying, that their intent is polluted. Thus, what we are seeing here is that, a war of words have erupted over this pollution. And, both the parties attacking each other, trying to, fix the blame on each other, but none of them taking accountability while the people of Delhi are suffering. Now the question is also, whether the measures that are being, that are being announced today, whether or not will they be properly implemented? Because if you remember, the Graded Response Action Plan Stage 1 was implemented on October 5th, and today on October 4th, November 4th, it is today, and when the Stage 4 of Graded Response Action Plan has been implemented, that means in less than a month, all the 4 stages of Graded Response Action Plan has been implemented, and yet the air quality index is going to the very severe category. Over to you.
Well, Ishika, that's the big question that we will be asking tonight, that what exactly is the problem? Thank you so much for getting us those inputs. Now, it's very important to understand what's happening in the national capital and its long-term impact. Now, joining me on the broadcast this evening is Advocate Bhavreen Kandhari, environmentalist as well as member of Right to Breathe, and also Dr. Sanjeev Bagai, chairperson of the Nephron Healthcare. Both of you, thank you so much for giving us your time. Bhavreen Kandhari, to you first. Every year it's the same story, and this time of the year it's absolutely terrifying for all of those living in the NCR region. The air quality becoming bad to worse literally every passing hour. Where exactly is Delhi going wrong?
Yeah, so first I'll clarify, I'm not an advocate because of course, many think like that, but I work for clean air. Yeah, no problem at all. And it's everything that, the government, for me, I'm not even saying one government. I think the both, like I've been repeating again and again, they have become super campaigners. The government is meant to lead. The leaders are meant to lead. They are the head of the family. They are supposed to make good policy, and that is what is going to work. We are just here. The governments are basically treating the symptoms, shutting down schools and these ad hoc measures of, sprinkling waters and smog guns, and then the, stupid smog towers, which don't work. All these are just ridiculous things that you are doing only as ad hoc measures, as a symptom of a disease, but you are not treating the disease. That is what is extremely critical here. I mean, if you have cancer, you cannot treat it with a Band-Aid. You have to work on the, you will work on the complete complexity of the thing. So there is a systemic change that is required. There are policies that are required. Now, you could take any example, say stubble burning. Why is the stubble burning happening? Why wasn't it happening when we were young and we were growing up those years? Because again, that was, you can't say a wrong policy, but yes, it didn't work out well, because paddy was not the crop for Punjab. It was wheat and the various millets, and not going into the details of the Monsanto introduced this, and there was, all this happened. So I'm not going to get into the technical details of it, but it's the policy which is wrong. So they must work on that, and that both the governments will have to come together, the center, the state, everyone has to come together to work on those kind of decisions. You talk of vehicular pollution. You cannot wake up now and say you're banning vehicles and you are not going to let them come in. We have about 20 lakh vehicles which are which don't even own PUCs. There is no system to find out what they are, how they are coming, from where they are coming. Do we even have the people, the forces to enforce that? No, we don't have. There are vacant posts in DPCC. There are vacant posts in the forces, various forces. There are vacant posts in the forest department when the trees are being cut. 3 trees an hour are being cut throughout the year. So these are the reasons why. I mean, you cannot just wake up now and do this. All year round, your policy has to be so strong. We are in a public health emergency now, and we were in a public health emergency all throughout the year last year. It's not that we were in any better air, only because we became very severe now, and the stubble burning adds to it. So everyone tends to talk about it, this, smog, because unfortunately the air is invisible. And now, when you see the smog and smoke, you tend to believe it. But we were breathing poison and toxicity throughout the year. So this is extremely important that we treat it as an emergency throughout the year, and the government's job is to lead. to lead in every way. The people will do it. Why are vehicles? I think Delhi is the only metro city I know in the world right now. The main big cities in the world, everyone has emission charges, congestion charges, enormous parking charges. And here we don't. You go, want to have a coffee, go alone, drive alone, park and come and pay some 20 rupees to someone and just, we have, what do they think? You're going to tell people that don't use private transport, they will stop it? No, you will have to bring in a policy in such a way. You will have to design the cities in such a way. You will have to give us a good public transport system. These are things that they should have been doing all throughout the year. Not this kind of visual effects. They're not going to help anybody, and they haven't helped, as you've seen.
So, Bhavreen, you spoke about ad hoc measures, you spoke about band-aid treatment. So, I believe what you're trying to say is that there is a need for us to have this conversation round the year, for the government to take measures around the year and not just, towards November or after Diwali. And we'll actually speak more about that. I also want to get in Dr. Sanjeev Bagai at this moment. Dr. Bagai, there's a common belief that toxic air can impact only those with either low immunity or existing diseases and not exactly the healthy individuals. Now, given how people are thronging hospitals, they're coming up with a lot of respiratory complaints, chest issues. I want you to throw some light on this, concept that's going around for our viewers.
Good evening. I completely agree with my earlier panelist, and she's laid it out brilliantly. What has really happened is that this is a comprehensive failure and a criminal breach of trust as far as the Delhi government is concerned. It's too little, too late. It's like going into a volcano with a small mug of water and trying to extinguish the volcano. We know that these were happening year-long. The pollution is a constant feature. But coming to the statistics, we are losing 2 million Indians every year directly because of air pollution. The incidence of non-communicable diseases, which includes heart disease, lung disease, brain defects, strokes, cancers, is increasing almost 100% increase. You look at the death rates, we are losing 5 million heart disease patients every year, almost 1.7 strokes in a year, 1.5 million cancer patients in a year. The effect is all year round across all age groups. So it's not that you're breathing clean air in March or April or May. But this present moment, it has been hugely exaggerated by the fires, which are only exponentially increasing in Punjab. What does this actually contain? This contains not only PM 2.5, which is a hallowed hero as far as the mischievous toxins are concerned. The gases, carbon monoxide, NOx, SOx, methane, benzene, hydrofluorocarbons, volatile organic compounds, heavy metals, dust, free radicals, all these are carcinogenic. We are going to see a very, very high mortality and morbidity in the next 5 or 10 years. The most vulnerable are the small children, the elderlies, the comorbids, but no one escapes pollution. This is affecting all organs across all age groups. We need a very, very comprehensive policy. Like Bhavreen has said, we need implementation. We can't have odd even. These smoke towers are a myth. They cause no good. It's as worldwide data has shown it. We need to have a public transport worth its salt in place. We need high-rise, multi-level car parks. We need a proper digital solution for decreasing the traffic congestion. We need implementation of the heavy vehicle traffic coming in at odd hours into Delhi. We need a very, very comprehensive strategy. We were told last year that if I come into Punjab from the present Delhi government, we have a magical solution from Pusa Road Institution of Technology. If you sprinkle it onto the parali, it will disintegrate and nothing will burn. Where are all those solutions? We don't see anything on the ground. At the present moment, we are hapless, we are helpless, and we are breathless.
In fact, Dr. Bagai, it's interesting how you spoke about children, because in the last 2 to 3 weeks, ever since we started talking about this pollution issue in the national capital, I've been reading a lot of reports that say that about 8 out of 10 children are now in the national capital coming with complaints related to air pollution. So that's a staggering figure. And we would have spoken more about this, but we have some breaking news coming in. So both of you, thank you so much for joining us and sharing your inputs. And on that note, we'll quickly slip into a very short break. We'll be back with lots more. Stay tuned tomorrow now.